I guess we're live. Computer seems to think so anyway. The dog is settled. So I guess we've got a game. What game is this? Well, I guess we're doing BX Dungeons and Dragons tonight. Back to our Lost City campaign. Richard's back with us. There he is. Dion is taking a break, but hopefully will rejoin us again at some point here. But tonight we've got the overlays changed a little bit. Constantine, who you playing tonight?
Jenkins, as always, failures.
Mm-hmm. And what exactly is Jenkins?
Well, Jenkins is a a human fighter. Paladins don't exist yet.
Are you sure?
Well, I don't know what else he could be, sir. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna metagame to figure out what his race is. So
Mm,
I'm a
mm.
good player for the most part.
Primordial ooze. Richard, what you got tonight?
Hi there, I have the same thing that I had the last time. Sorry, I couldn't cook up anything new. I am Scrimbleshanks, the halfling.
Okay. That is correct. Halfling is the class in BX Dungeons and Dragons. Nice and pure. Don't ever call him a thief. He's not that. He's a halfling.
I've never stolen anything in your life.
Bill, who you got?
Hi, I'm Bill. I am playing tonight Radnor the Large. He is a level 9 magic user, and he is very large.
Yes, he is. Becoming a little more fit over time. A little bit more.
A little more.
Jameis, who you got?
Hey, sure. According to the sheet I opened, I'm something called an elf. Some kind of thing that's a priest, and the name may or may not be Galen or Galen or something. I don't know. Who can say?
You can neither confirm nor deny it. There's probably enough governmental agencies after you now that it's probably a good thing. Right. We're in the middle of playing the Lost City, sort of, kind of. It's the original module, kind of shoehorned into the campaign that I've already got running, so things have changed. If you're looking for a purist experience, probably click elsewhere.
No, don't.
'Cause this
Stay
is not
here
it.
and watch us anyway. And then complain about us in the chat. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Speaking of which, not a lot of folks on the stream right now, but let me throw this out, and I'll throw it out again a little bit later on. My friend Reed, who has designed the Umerica system for Dungeon Crawl Classics, is having a little bit of health issues right now. He's in the middle of a move and could use some help. So if you're able to, there's a GoFundMe link at the bottom of the screen there. If you're unable to, but would still like to help, spread it around. He's made his base funding right now. It's done really well in the last 3 days. However, we anticipate there's going to be a lot more job loss than is currently expected. So keep plugging away at that. Reed very much enjoy that. His health will thank you as well. Yeah, good guy. Help him out. But as far as our game goes, what the heck did we do last time?
The last time I was here, I seem to recall we went and explored all the 4 places and met the 4 factions, or 3 factions, and heard about the 4th, rather.
Right.
And then I don't remember if we did anything after that. I don't think we went down the stairs to the next level.
Yeah. I think we stopped with you guys debating as to what to do next. The pyramid, you're kind of working your way down this steep pyramid, and it has several more layers, and each layer kind of has areas within it. The city itself, the city proper, is keep going down the tiers of this stepped pyramid, and the Lost City is somewhere beneath. You are told the pyramid itself is kind of it's a tomb, an ancient tomb where these 3 groups kind of are using as their clubhouse right now. You've been warned that the level that you're currently in is the last safe level, and that's relative. But the ones lower down, most folks just kind of skip right on by because they are infested with all kinds of monsters and undead and things that will give you really bad itches later on. Yeah. You might need some kind of poultice or tonic for that.
Demon eggs.
So the current tier that you're on right now, I think this is the third tier from the tippy top, was cleared out many years ago, and they're doing their best to keep monsters from relocated and other things from coming in. So relatively safe. And while the three factions are not exactly buddy, they're not in open warfare. So that is the question. Do you continue going down tier by tier, or would you rather just get to the city? Oh, safe zone right now. Assume that everybody slept, so your hit points are back up to full. You can rememorize your spells. You are under no time crunch after last session.
Good, because I can't remember when we last played. What date was it?
Actually, I can probably tell you that since I dated most of these. Let's see. Looks like July 14th was the last time we played.
Oh, wow.
Thereabouts.
Wow. Well, I best we better get a move on. He said, sitting down and making sure he wasn't going anywhere for a while.
Yep.
I mean, does anybody want to fight monsters and nasty things in particular? I mean, sometimes they have treasure and stuff, but sometimes they have sharp claws.
As appealing as fighting many deadly monsters sound, it also sounds incredibly unappealing.
So some of the nuance. So the reason you're down here is because those shape-changing ooze-like critters, some of them got past the guards above, made their way down here. You've yet to see any signs of them, but since they are able to replicate other beings, I mean, they could already have infiltrated one or all of these groups. But no one from any of the groups claimed to have seen any of these odd creatures coming down.
I mean, I think we only managed to actually inform one of the groups that they were actual shape-changing things, even though we said we were going to inform all three of them.
Well, they were sort of like, American political parties. They just weren't interested in other points of view. Whatever this America thing is.
All right, well. Are we going onwards?
And where onwards?
Exactly, yes.
You've also, just to refresh things as well, you've also been warned that the citizenry as a whole that live in the Lost City are kind of off in La La Land. Their water has been infected with something that has caused them to have hallucinations. They're off in their own little dreamlands within their own heads. And the folks that are up here don't seem to be suffering from that, but they're getting their own water from somewhere else, it seems. They're quite aware that it's the water that's causing it.
Do the people themselves know they're being affected by the water?
The citizens? Some probably suspect, but it is preferable in some ways than living out their lives down here, that they don't mind it so much.
Gotcha.
And the fourth group, the cult, is very much promoting the beneficial effects of the water and going into these dream trances where they can live out their fantasies and such.
Hence the role players that you met in the first session.
Yep.
So what you're saying is, if we drink the water, we'll live out our fantasies. All right.
Well, no, we'll live out a fantasy, not necessarily the one that we desire. That is why it must be stopped.
Well, apparently there's undead around, and I don't like them undead, so we should go destroy them. And Dion isn't here to take control of them, so
I'm just here to find out what the fuck happened to me.
I don't hold much of that happening.
I mean,
So
you've
we
got one of
actually
the infiltrators right here, and nobody's interrogated him yet. So,
I think they already did try to interrogate me.
Hmm.
I mean, it
let's just
didn't
go
really
down to the
go well.
let's just go down to the next level and see what's up.
all right, I'm just going to pop down to the next.
Sure.
Oh crap! Where'd it go?
Mm.
Hold on, I lost my.
Presumably, it's just down those stairs over there. That must be where the next level is, yeah?
That's where we came down from above. I don't actually know where the steps down are.
Oh, okay. It looks like we can't go down at all then. All right. Well, I guess we live on this level now.
You're here now, just here.
What you might have to do is go up a level to get outside, then go down the outside, and then you can go back in.
I mean, if it is a pyramid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I realize you guys can see what's going on the screen. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm not
vaguely.
going to bother with it.
Can't actually see enough of it because the window's very small.
Yeah.
I mean, it says it's uploading.
Just realized.
Okay. Well, if you take the expected way down to the next level, which is basically going out the entrance and walking down this here, the outside, and going in.
Yeah.
That really is how they expected us to go down, is it? Wow, they're... okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we escaped the pyramid. Woo! That's it,
Well, it was
isn't
never, the problem was never getting out of the pyramid. It was, the door was always right there. You could always get out easily enough. It's finding your way around the different rooms that was the real issue. And sorry, I'm still trying to find my key for this floor.
Redmar finds himself wondering, why these people don't leave.
Oh, they can. It's just the city below is populated by a bunch of mad people. It's relatively safe up here.
Well,
I mean, couldn't we take them all out one by one?
You could. It's an option.
I'm going to cast Morph to 5th edition, and we're just going to murder everybody.
Yeah.
You and that jester.
He had it coming.
Did he?
What?
He was fully prepared to fight 17 people at once, not including the jester. That probably would have killed his character.
All right.
Probably.
So you guys, the stairs are about right here on the map. And so you're coming down from
don't know where
the level above,
but...
right? And so you're coming down right here in this area. This is not a great map. So about right there. Okay, so this is a stepped pyramid. So like you can see from the top to the bottom, and you came in at the very top. So this is the fourth slice of the cake, and there are 10 of these slices.
So we've skipped 2 and 3.
Well, one
Yeah,
was
you
just
mean
a
one
single
was the-
chamber. Well, one was a single chamber.
All right. Okay. Fine.
2 was the odd cylindrical things, and then 3 was where you are right now before moving on.
Right. Okay. So we haven't skipped any. I have
Yeah.
just misremembered.
It just the
Okay.
height. Each one is progressively larger. Because you're working your way down to the base of the pyramid. And sorry, my tools were not loaded up for me today, so I'm having to find everything. It's never fun.
Well, I wait for my eyes to adjust to the darkness, and then I look around, waiting for.
And it is dark in here, unlike the prior level that you just came from. There are no conveniently burning oil lamps and torchieres anywhere. It is very dark. Looking at the stairs to the floor here, you can see that there's been some movement, but not much. There's a lot of dust. And it smells bad. It smells real bad. Musky. Like an animal's den in there.
We set the place on fire to give us light.
Hey, that's always an option, right?
Can any of us see in the dark? I forget.
Halflings. Wait, in BX.
Not in BX.
No, yeah, you guys can't see in the dark. Only monsters see in the dark.
No, the elf has infravision, so as much as if there's some sort of heat source, I can see in the dark.
So you
But
cannot
if it's
see
just-
wall in front of your face, but you can see.
No. If there's
Well-
been people moving around, I can go, oh, look, there's a person walking by. But if there's
At
just
the very least, we
wall
know
and
the
another
pyramid
wall.
is not alive. So
Well, maybe.
How
Well,
sure are you?
I'm waiting
It could
to
be-
find out
it
whether
could
or
be
not you can see the
silicon
walls
based.
are alive or not.
Racist, it could be silicon based.
It could be
I still
cold-blooded.
think it would have to generate heat.
No.
Well, it could be
Skeletons
cold-blooded.
would generate heat.
Or if it was cold-blooded, then it would be different to the rest of the area.
No, well, the entire thing is the area, so it's all the one temperature that it is.
I'm pretty sure different parts of my body inside of my body are different temperatures.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, all right. I'll go get the meat thermometer. Don't worry.
Well, technically, your scrotum is a different temperature, though. What? Never mind.
Hey, we've done a little bit of light because I've still got my medallion from Fig Jam.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying you don't have access to light. I'm saying the place is not lit up like the last layer is.
Well,
That's all.
Bickering about the darkness, we go in. Thereby alerting everyone that we're coming in because we're not stealthy.
Yep. There's actually also been no real, walking in a little bit, kind of looking around. No one's been upkeeping this area as well either. There's a lot of crumbled stone here and there that you're seeing. And again, the smell is pretty intense. There's more than one animal layering in here, you're thinking.
I have to put up with human smell all the time. This is no worse.
Yeah.
In fact, it's preferable.
They really haven't aired the place out. It's not showroom ready.
Okay, do you want us to just wander around till you get us an interesting encounter bit, or does nothing happen, or?
Well, you just tell me what you want to do. If you want to just kind of look around and just look at the first few places.
I'll look
that
at the
you
first
see.
few because you said there's dust on the floor, so there's no sign of the creatures that we came to check. If there's no
Right.
sign of they're here, then not much here.
Yeah.
But we'll have a look around, see if there's anything that catches our eye.
So you guys are like here in this corridor. So this room right here is the closest thing. The door is already shattered and open. So looking into it, and it is not newly shattered or opened. It's been that way for some time. It looks like it's actually a burial chamber. So maybe this level was a mausoleum. You think as you look in. There's painted scenes, funerary scenes on the wall. There are some domestic scenes of a man signing some documentation. You can see shelves in the mural behind him, just kind of with a web work of scrolls that are shoved into cubby holes. Perhaps the mural is showing the man who is buried or interred here, his life. He seemed to have been some kind of official, a government official is kind of what you're getting from the pictures. And there is a coffin, a sarcophagus in the middle of the room.
Okay, is the whole pyramid magic?
There is kind of a background magic that is more intense than normal, yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll take 10 minutes, but if it's just going to be everything's just going to be going, there's no point.
So who's looking in, and what are you using for a light source, or are you just using your particular vision?
I'm looking in, but I assume the people around me have got light sources and sort of streaming around. I assume we're fine if I don't know, because I have a shield and a mace. I can't carry anything.
I guess what I'm getting at is whoever's viewing the room, are you only relying on your infravision, or is there a light source nearby? That's really what I'm getting at.
Is there anyone other than me in the room? No, apparently it's just
Doesn't sound like it.
Okay. Constantine, you don't seem to need light, by the way. You can see kind of fine. I mean, it's dim, but you can actually make things out. So, in which case, Jameis, looking around, the whole room seems to be cold. There's no real traces of anything heat-wise or living. But go ahead and
D6.
now tell me what you're doing.
Walk in, have a bit of a look around.
All right.
If it does look like a, yeah, I've done that.
Okay,
Nothing.
you're right.
If it looks like it is a burial place, I'll probably offer a prayer or wistfulness or whatever.
Okay. So the room is, again, it's fairly cold. So your vision's just making out some rudiments of things. Like you can see the murals somewhat, but you can't. Everything's grayscaled, so you don't know if they're color or not. The other part of that's bad about this kind of vision is you can't read writing either. But you do find that there's some things moving around in the room that seem to be at the same general temperature of the room. You only notice because you hear sliding, thumping footfalls.
So the more suspicious sort of be casting Banish Undead at this point.
Do I see that?
You have the same kind of vision that he. Well, no, actually, yours is a little different. There's movement in the room. You can't really make out what it is. Seems to be about humanish size, but they're kind of bent over and kind of dragging themselves around. They're moving very slowly. Can't really make out in great detail what they are.
I'm going to also, I guess, lightly tap Jameis and just be like, Violet, you can see heat, right?
Yep.
Do you see heat on me?
Oh yeah, he looks fairly normal.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you see the person over there or creature over there?
I can probably make out something a bit.
Yeah, it's vague because again, it's the same temperature as the room, but it's moving, so you can kind of see it.
Looks like a hunched creature.
Moving real slow.
I would love to get closer to it, but I don't know how much I'm willing to trust that.
Okay, at this point, I think I'm just going to go ahead and sacrifice one of my level 3 spells for the moment to have Continual Lightness. Continual Light cast on something I can sort of hang around my neck and put away if I need the darkness and stuff.
If only you still had your locket that Fig Jam.
I lost that long ago. I can produce them, but I just haven't done so. So we'll say, unless you want to say, "Oh, I've done it sometime," which
okay.
I haven't.
Well, the light, it's very bright to your eyes as it illuminates the chamber. You see 6 short, human creatures that should be dead. They've taken very grievous wounds. They look like they've gone through some kind of combat. They've been hacked and chopped. The flesh is not fresh. No, certainly not fresh, but also not so desiccated that it's just a skeleton. So it still has some juicy bits on it, but it's been hanging around for a while. This hasn't finished rotting off entirely. And they're slowly making their way towards you, very slowly. They've taken injuries to their legs and arms. They don't make any sound. It's just the sliding thump as they're dragging a damaged limb. As they take a step and drag a limb, and take a step and drag a limb as they come
I
towards you.
put them out of my misery.
Sure. Just tell me how many hit dice you get rid of.
Let's see. First of all, I'll just double check that. Oh, I cannot affect creatures 7 to 9 with this attack.
They are not.
But I take out 6 levels of creatures. And I auto destroy
6 hit dice.
Anything below level 4 was pretty much auto destroyed. So I destroyed things at level 4.
Okay. Okay. So they stop moving and kind of just fall. What thumps to the ground. And that smell is very strong. It's the smell of that rotting flesh.
Huh. Any of them still moving?
No.
Go over and have a look, because, just to make sure that they're not playing dead.
Okay. No, they're not moving. You have to put forth your holy symbol when you do this, so it's probably still got a little bit of glow on that as well. And you also cast your continual light. So the tomb that was in the middle of the room, it looks like these creatures had smashed it open. The tomb itself, or the coffin, is currently empty.
Oh, there you go.
And with the light, the rest of you can see now. So there are some grave goods. There's some urns around that look like they've got like scrolls in them. There's a very nice parchment set. There's a quill. The ink's long since dried out. There's a weigh, a measure. You get the little weights on one side, so you can tell how much something weighs.
Scale.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
All of it quite nice. The pens are all ivory, and it's all quite nice looking, but old. Dust has settled on it for quite a while, and again, the inks are completely dried out. They're just powder now.
I'm not stealing them. You want to talk to the thief about that?
There is no thief in your party. Let's get that straight.
I was talking about Jazz. Now, where we are, Jazz will always steal stuff. So, given that no one else is doing anything, I'm just going to take a moment to put the remains back in the coffin and sort of say another prayer over it. Okay. I'm not examining the murals or anything, and then move on, unless someone wants to do something.
Well, I was doing something.
Okay.
You were looking in the room. I was looking at the floor. Given that this place is old and thing, I assume there's dust or something. We got any footprints on the floor or anything?
Until you saw what it was that Galen just put down, you were kind of puzzled. Because, there's a path that swept through here, through the dust and the cobwebs, but it didn't make sense until you saw, they're dragging a foot. So there's no footprints because that other foot just kind of, swept over the prints. So what you were seeing was just this swath of disturbed dust and cobwebs. So these creatures wandered into this room, probably why the door was already opened.
They didn't have a key either. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But what about out of this room? Is there a further path continuing past this room? Or...
Roll me a d6.
A D6, you say? I can do that. Hiya!
It's too hard to tell. There is a lot of disturbance in the dust. Some of it is definitely by creatures, rats, by the look of things, but you can't see an obvious trail.
Well, if there are rats, that means there's a food source. Possibly.
Yeah, they're rats.
Usually.
Well, I mean, these creatures, if you think about that, Scrimbleshank, and look down at them, they've been dead for some time, but the flesh that's still on them does appear to have, like, pieces taken off by rat bites, perhaps.
So what you're saying is that we need Radnor to cast Polymorph Other so that we turn into rats, and then we can just go around and kill all of the denizens of this dungeon because they don't seem to care about rats eating them.
The only problem with that is that we would have the minds of rats if I did that.
There is that.
Well, I mean...
the undead creatures weren't interested in the rats eating them. That's kind of different to the living creatures killing rats eating them.
We could do that shit they did in The Walking Dead, where we take a couple of the zombies and smear the shit all over us and just walk around going, "Grrr."
I will use the flaming skull of Radnar to mark your position.
Do I still have that?
No. When you were put back into a living body, the skull was destroyed.
Oh.
It would have been great to see you go on a ventriloquism tour with that. And this is the body that I used to inhabit.
Ooh, that gives me a really good idea for a spell to research now.
Well.
Onwards, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, let's follow the... Well, there's nothing to follow. Let's just wander around.
Yeah, there are trails. It's just, differentiating between what looks like rat trails and anything else is just too much. You can't really tell. All right, which way do you guys want to go?
Kind of tricky because I slightly want to mitigate a little, so I want to go here. But
yeah.
I mean, just follow it around until we get another.
Sure. So you if you want to go up this way, so that was kind of what Galen was interested in anyway. Going up through here.
Sure. We see a room full of rocks, apparently.
Mm-hmm. The door is opened again. It looks like it was smashed at some point in the past. The room is filled with skeletons. Bones lie in piles on the floor. They cover the floor so thickly that it looks like it's impossible to walk across it without breaking or stepping on the bones. None of it's animated, and they're in bits and pieces, not full skeletons, all just waiting to grab you or anything.
Nothing's currently animated.
Is there anything else in the room, or is it just bones?
It's really broken down and crumbled. A lot of the ceiling has fallen in. Make me an intelligence check.
This I can do.
It's like a West of Loathing. Pull out some bones. Fight!
Yeah.
Sorry, here we go.
Boom, success. Low success, but success. This kind of reinforces your idea that this level is probably a mausoleum of some sort. Looking at the inside at all the common vessels that are in here and the common grave goods, these were probably household servants. That were interred here.
What this makes me concerned for is if these are the common servants, what about when we get to the room with the big guy in it? Those aren't going to be so fun.
We'll see bones of big guys. At the moment, all we got is bones.
So you can tell the reason the skeletons are littering the floor is because the niches that the bodies were just basically packed on had crumbled. Looks like the ceiling fell in at some point, and the skeletons were just all thrown from these narrow little niches in the walls as the walls broke and the stones fell.
Well, it doesn't look like there's much danger of these things animating and attacking us.
No,
You don't really see any whole figures anywhere. Like the bones are just scattered everywhere.
you undead want to fight?
And you do see a door on the opposite end that is currently closed.
Oh, somebody smashed their way in, but didn't go any further.
Mm-hmm. It's exactly
Well,
what it
maybe
looks like. Like they broke the door open and looked inside and just went along, because it doesn't look like anyone's picked a path through this room.
Huh.
Oh, you say?
Apparently you did.
I guess I'd have to step on a bunch of bones to get there, but I'd like to approach the door and see if there's any writing, anything remarkable about it, that kind of thing.
Sure. It is impossible to pass through the floor without stepping on some bones as they crush beneath your feet. They are old enough that it's almost powder as you step on them. There's cracking and creaking, and they just kind of burst into powder. But you make it to the far end. It's a stone door. It's not sealed. It looks like you could just push it open.
I'm going to put my hand on it real quick. Do I feel anything?
It's cold.
Okay. I'm going to put my ear to it. Do I hear anything?
Roll a d6.
Oh, close.
You're a human, though, so no dice.
Yeah.
No, he rolled a d6. It's right there.
Yeah.
Don't hear a thing.
Okay. I'll push the door open.
Okay. What's your strength?
14?
Yeah, you push it fairly easily open. It's not that it's heavy stone. There's no lock or anything keeping you from pushing it. It's just the fact that the door itself is heavy. So you push it open, revealing a corridor beyond. What you do see in this corridor is that there is a very different sort of door here on the hall that I'm just pinging now. It's very nice. Wood paneled, inlaid with copper or bronze. Again, it's still not looking like it's been opened in a while. There's still cobwebs and dirt and dust around it, but it hasn't been opened. It's still closed.
Do we have time for me to turn on my magic sight?
Okay.
If you want to.
I'll do that.
You can't be having nice doors around here.
Can I just ask, how did he push the door open? Was it on hinges, or did he push it up into the
hinges?
Side, or
it just down the middle. Yeah.
Fine. Let's check in that it's not going to like slam down on top of us or anything.
No, they're just a left and right panel. And he just pushed them aside, and they heavy, but they move slow.
The other two doors that were smashed open, similar sort of design.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
The door is magical.
Okay.
With your magic sight, you can see that they're on the brass or bronze, perhaps. It's covered in verdigris. It's got kind of a green covering on it, but there are sigils that still burn magically on there.
Can I tell anything about the sigils?
What's your intelligence again?
18.
Wizard luck.
Okay. So I don't think I had Dispel Magic memorized.
Or the knock spell, I think it is.
Yeah, knock spell too.
They're not explosive runes. They're just wizards use them to seal things so that only other wizards can get in once they're sealed, sort of thing. It's not explosive. It won't cause you damage. It's just not going to open unless you can dispel it.
Oh, I do have a scroll of knock.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
What do you guys think? You guys want to check it out?
Fuck it.
Sounds fine to me. Yeah.
All right. I mean, am I going to be the only one over here? You guys going to come over here as well?
No, walk through the bones.
I'll go through the bones. Why not? This ain't the weirdest thing I've done.
Yeah, it's a lot of snapping and popping beneath you as you step
I
on the
have
break.
boots of silent walking. Do I still make a noise?
Silent crunching.
I guess
Because I've got
not.
those
Yeah.
bright blue elven boots that do silent walking.
Yeah, you're still breaking bones here and there. They're just not making any noise as you step on them.
Nice.
Okay, so when we need to kick somebody to death, we put a gag in and then send you in.
Nobody will hear him.
Nobody will hear you
Break
breaking
his
their
ribs.
limbs as you stamp on them. That's great.
Okay, so when everybody gets over here, I'm going to ask them to stand back, and I'm going to cast the knock scroll.
Sure. Mark off the scroll as it the glyphs disappear on it after you cast it. And you notice since you still have your wizard sight up, the glyphs have disappeared. Looks like a normal door now. It does, however, have a lock on it as well.
That's all right. I open the door.
Do you want to open it in the conventional method first, or are you just going to kick it in?
Conventional method.
Yeah. You push the doors open. The inside looks like some kind, it looks like some kind of laboratory. There are several large tables. There are a number of very large jars and casks that line the walls, and very orderly bins. Roll me a d6.
Some insane wizard lived here, clearly. Yes, I spot everything. Or I'm surprised. I'll take it.
Okay. Who's got light sources right now? So you do, Galen. You cast continual light on something. So what you notice is looking around the room, noticing that it seems to be some kind of, it might even be an embalming room, you're thinking, or a funerary room where the bodies are prepared for the graves by putting, various unguents and other things on them. Perhaps they wrapped the bodies. You don't know what their funerary rites are, but that might be what this room was. It would account for the large slabs or tables, as they first looked like here. But what you notice with that roll of a 1, the shadows aren't reacting properly to your light. There's just, your light pierces the room, and there's kind of some shadows in the corners that your light doesn't quite illuminate, and they kind of shift and move around.
That
Red,
sounds like...
do you know anything about shadow creatures?
Well, they probably don't like light.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, I don't know.
I wonder if they like Fireball.
So I'm going to find out. I'm not moving from walking. I'm walking in the room and looking around. I like to say they give. That's my fireball. I don't care.
I mean, I don't want to just ruin everything for no reason. I don't see any obvious.
They haven't attacked me yet, so
Yeah.
Do I know?
You haven't stepped into the room yet either, though.
I am stepping into the room.
You are now?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not surprised to roll initiative.
Oh, Jesus.
The door is wide enough that 2 moderately sized people or 1 Radnar it could fit in the doorway. Looks like it's simultaneous. So yes, the shadows kind of peel off the walls, and as they come towards you, Galen, while they do seem to shrink away from the light, it doesn't seem to be harming them. It's just annoyance. So yeah, there are 6 of these shadow creatures, or 5 of these shadow creatures that are trying to attack you. What do you do, and what does everyone else do?
I see if they like my magical mace. I present it to them in a very pointed manner.
You can go ahead and roll your attack. I'll roll theirs after this is simultaneous, so I want to see what everyone else is doing. So you are not taking up the full doorway yourself, so one of the smaller folks could get by you if they wished to. Radnar could not get by you, but could see into the room easily enough. 7 points of damage. Okay.
A -6 hit roll.
Yeah.
On a -6. I think I might have hit.
Yeah, you hit. You did hit. Scrimbleshanks, what are you doing?
I mean, I pull out my sword and I get ready, but I don't think I'm going to go into the room, given that I know that Radnor likes fireballing things all the time, and I am not
Sure.
fire resistant. So
yeah, you just kind of wait. That's fine.
James
Radnar?
is fire resistant, isn't he?
Who is?
You hope so.
You're fire resistant, aren't you, Jameis?
You hope so.
And that room's big enough that I can cast fireball without any blowback, right?
Looks pretty big.
It's a big room.
Fireball.
Good.
Okay, here's how I'm going to do this. I did say that it was filled with jars and
Oops.
Flammable.
alcoholic
jars.
reserves. Yeah.
all right, so here's what we're going to do. Just roll damage
Okay.
and then double it.
9. That's just 96. Okay. 28, so 56.
56 points of damage. Okay. Well, that will definitely kill all the undead shadows that were in there. It's very bright flash of light. Yeah, there is like a little conga line of exploding casks that add to the fireball and cause a very much more impressive explosion than you expected. Now, here's the thing. Galen was standing in the doorway, which is a blast point. Galen is, I believe, fireproof.
Yeah.
Yep.
Scrimbleshank specifically said was not going to shore up the gap, so is not near the door, probably just to the side there. Radnar, you had to see into the room to cast the fireball. Are you also flame immune?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Constantine is not. So here's what I want you to do. Make me a save versus Dragon's Breath.
Happy
That's what
birthday.
you use for reflex saves.
All I have to tell you, Bert, is don't try and save me. I die, and I make a new character.
Yeah. Your body may decide to make you live anyway.
All right, you fail your save. Most of the explosion was in the room, as it is a big room, but there was enough coming out that you're going to take some of this. So I'm going to do just a roll here. I'm going to say, so what was that? You said 56 was the total, right?
Yep.
5 shades or 55. Oh, that's not bad at all. It's 2d6. I'll let you roll it yourself, Constantine. Roll 2d6. That's how much you take in fire damage.
Is Scrimble also saving?
6 points. Not too bad.
That's not bad. I can take that.
Yep.
It's not fun, but I can do it.
Oh, sorry, man.
Did we heal up from last session?
Yes.
Or?
Yep.
Yes, you did.
Well, you don't heal properly, though.
Yeah, you don't heal normally, though.
Okay, so we have 4
You just look thinner right now as you shift mass around.
I'm thinner, but I still got that.
Mhm.
I can only do that a number of times, though.
Right, so you get a little crispy there. Everything is burned out. The explosion did cause a lot of the jars and casks to explode, but there are some things in there that weathered it. For one, the tables are all made of stone. They weathered it just fine. You can see some blast marks on it, that sort of thing.
Any magic items?
There is a bin. There's a stone bin in the back.
Oh, but
And-
right, yeah.
The bin looks like it was filled with like linen cloth, which of course just erupted into flame. But in the bottom of the bin, underneath the burned up linens, it looks like there's a vial of a potion of some sort that did survive, and there's a chest. It's a small coffer, maybe 5 inches square, that was at the very bottom as well.
Ren, are you still looking magically?
Yes.
Look at this!
The potion is definitely magical. The chest is not.
Ah.
Cool.
Any idea?
This is old school rules. If you want to taste the potion, you can figure out what it is without using up a use. But there's also the danger of imbibing poison when you do that. So
Okay,
you let me know.
I'll do it. I'm fine. I'm strong like bull.
Yep, you've got
Okay.
a positive intelligence modifier, right?
Yeah, I've got an 18.
Okay, yeah, that unmistakable hint of a little bit of spice, a little bit of bitter. That's an invisibility potion you got there.
Nice.
Thieves like invisibility.
It tastes like sneak.
I like it.
The casket.
Yep, it's got like a little clasp on it, no lock. Looks almost like a jewelry box.
I activate the pin poison trap when I try and open it.
No, you just pop it open. There's various precious and semi-precious stones inside.
Ooh.
By the looks of them, because they're not cut, they're raw stones. It looks like they may be chipped away, and perhaps they were powdered and they were used in the preparation or in the funeral rites. But they're, mix of both precious and semi-precious stones, uncut. Just for your inventory purposes, it's about 3,000 gold worth of uncut gems.
Ooh, neat.
The case itself is quite nice. One, it weathered the fire. It's not magical. It's just a very well-made box. The inside is lined with a very soft kind of cloth that holds the gems in place. Box itself is probably worth a few gold.
Okay. Oh, next time I need to tip someone, I know I've got something on hand. Here, have a 3,000 gold box. Sweet.
I don't know. The service wasn't great this time. Chip a little bit off before you give it to them.
There you go. But yeah, you just get the reinforce your opinion that this was a preparation room for bodies.
Oh, well.
So what do we think? Do the shadows were they body preparers? Do we just nuke a bunch of servants?
I'll do it again.
In a heartbeat.
Could have been the departing souls from people who have appeared here. May not have been dead fully when they entered, but they were certainly dead by the time they
Yeah. I'm just curious.
left.
I don't know why you need a body preparation area in a temple like in a pyramid like this. Surely the idea is to store the bodies you have already prepared in here. I mean, the bodies have to have been. I don't know. It's just weird.
Maybe this is a bit more than just a normal temple.
I mean, there's a city in it, so you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They gotta put the bodies somewhere.
Yeah, but they don't use this area anymore. There's dust all over the place.
Yeah, but
So-
there's nothing about the idea that they're getting used to use it.
Well, the groups told you that the
Right.
pyramid itself was kind of the reason why they're safe here is kind of like it's you're not supposed to go here. It's an ancient structure that hasn't been used. So of course they use it because who else is going to come up here? So this pyramid
Well,
hasn't been in use by the citizenry for a very long time. Is the point?
We're PCs, damn it. We don't know many other words to it. Well, many other words for that matter.
True. So you've got a long corridor this way. Another door that's been broken down, and Scrimbleshanks, I'm going to assume you're going to keep taking a look. There's still this kind of trail going through here that looks like rat prints to you, but suspiciously, it seems to just follow right along the hallways, right near the doors that have all been bashed in. And they continue to do so as you go by this door that's been bashed in. It is another burial chamber. This coffin that's in here is still intact, as far as you can tell. Until someone says they step into the room, I won't tell you that. But it's a white ivory coffin. There are scenes of court life painted on the walls. Focusing on the life of ladies in waiting is what it looks like, or a harem, perhaps.
When you say court life, I mean, what court? Are we talking?
Yeah,
Egyptian?
not that you're used to, right? So like, it looks like an area that was definitely more hotter climate because the clothing that they are wearing are very loose, very like robe like, very bright colors. The skin tones are all much well, both lighter and darker than
Are
you're
they
used
posed
to. Like
like
on the
this?
light side, they're almost pale, very pale. The darker side is more like the natives of the continent that you're on, as opposed to the conquerors that came in, who are more olive skinned.
Oh.
The thing that is interesting, though, is that you kind of get an idea of scale, and these were fairly short people, not halfling short, but short people.
But they're not lithids, though.
No, they look
Lithians.
human.
Whatever.
Yeah, they look human.
Yeah.
Maybe an offshot of halflings.
Oh, we know about the hen.
No, they're definitely not hin.
I was going to say we did hear tell of the not giant halflings, but the halflings who came here who were battle hardened, for want of a better term. There.
I'll happily step into the room. Unless something attacks me, I'm not attacking anything in particular. I'm just looking around, but I'll step into the room.
Okay. When you step into the room, the coffin has been disturbed, although not shattered this time. Someone simply moved the top just a little bit. You can tell inside that it is empty.
Right. Unless something catches my eye, I'll just look around there. Huh. Move on.
Okay. Yeah. Nothing really special about the room. What's your intelligence?
Average.
Yeah. It doesn't
average.
look like the coffin was ever used. Like, it doesn't look like there was a body in it and moved out or was taken out. No, it doesn't look like it was used. The inside is clean. There's nothing in there. It looks like there was just never a body in it. All right, so you come to this T area here, and the next one over.
Yep.
This is the corridor that we came in on as well.
Yes.
Look down the way
We
up.
came in here and we went north.
Yep.
Yep,
This is
just
over
double
there.
checking that I am remembering things. That's good.
Galen, I'm taking you're in the lead since you've been the one who's been stepping into the rooms and such.
Yeah, I'll take the first attack. And then Red will fireball, and the other two will get hit. That's a perfect system.
Just roll a d6 for me.
No, I see nothing.
No, actually, you stub your toe, not expecting there's some be a bit of obstruction on the ground here. There is a bronze ring attached to what looks like a floor tile that you just stub your toe on real bad.
Ow.
You almost trip over as you pass by the front of this room.
Is it a ring pull to pull up this slab?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Although the ring is really large and heavy, you kind of get the idea that it probably took several people, and you'd put a pole through it, and it would take a few people to lift it up. Scribble Shanks, what you notice here, because you're looking for it, there's not a door here. This is a wall to the right here into this room. There's no door here, but there is a hole about a 2-foot wide hole gnawed into near the floor, and on that wall right there, so that you can see that there is a room beyond.
All right, I'm stupid enough. I'm gonna kneel down on the floor and look in through the hole and get my face gnawed off by rats. If I could borrow somebody's light, that is, because I don't have one of my own.
Okay. You borrowed some light, and you're going to crawl through the hole.
No, I'm just looking down to see what's in first of all. I'm not just randomly crawling into a hole.
Okay.
There is no immediate storm of rats coming out of there trying to eat me or anything.
No, but roll me a d6 though.
D6. I've got you a 2.
And you're not human, you're demi-human, so that's good. So your light exposes yet another burial room. Painted on this wall are scenes of a throne room with a man giving advice to a king and a queen, you're assuming, 2 figures on thrones in front of them. The coffin in here is made of wood, and there are large holes that have been gnawed into the base of the coffin. And yes, there's movement in the room. They're not rats, though.
Are they bipeds?
They're shrews. 3 very large shrews seem to have made their home in here. You rolled a 2. You spot them. You're making little enough noise, and they are blind creatures. So the light doesn't really attract them either. But you do see them kind of pause. Their starfish-like noses kind of go in the air as they sniff around, noticing that there is some disturbance, but not quite sure what.
Well, I get back up. Watch out, we might have vicious animals attacking us soon. There are things in there. I'll give them a rundown of what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Pull out my
Richard down and goes, fireball!
Pop my sword on the off chance that one of them, comes out here ready to attack us for some reason. Might be crazed. I don't know. Maybe their fantasy is that they're giant lions and they've come out to attack us. I don't know. No, they're not coming out. Oh well.
No, they're not coming out. Yeah, you were quiet enough, and the wind wasn't blowing in, so they don't smell you.
Well, we can either ring or go down the corridor more.
I mean, I don't know. We could. No, okay, no, not everybody could fit through the hole.
Red not soon you could.
I mean, did I see is there a way up from in there? Did I see that at all?
It looks like this chamber was actually sealed off. Like, you don't see a door.
A way in.
At all, yeah.
Right. I mean, we could pry it open and make it so we could go in there.
I've got a scroll of pass wall.
Yeah, how do you get back out again?
Well, I didn't say I thought of everything.
So the hole is 2 feet wide, so basically everybody but Galen could pass through it.
Why not Galen?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to go either.
Not Galen, sorry, Radnar could not.
Yeah.
Galen could easily. It also tells you about how big those critters in there are.
So there's a hole that none of us can really get into easily, or
No, everybody but Radnar could easily get in there.
Oh,
Radnar's just he's just too big, too massive.
I mean, we could widen the hole. I don't know. There was another coffin in there. I don't know that we necessarily need to expend a load of effort to get in there. Really, we could just go on and see what else is around. And also, there's this giant floor thing that we could pull up instead. But it doesn't lead us into that room, so I don't know.
You need some kind of 10-foot pole to open that ring.
You might.
Oh, well, I don't have a 10-foot pole. I do. Still have my expired rod of cancellation.
Not being surprised, I want to have a look down the corridor.
Okay. It is a long corridor that ends in a wall, far end.
Well, pointless corridor.
I mean, do we want to go down it anyway?
Let's see why, unless there's some secret door or something at the other end.
It does seem suspiciously long to go nowhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, they've got to have built it with some reason.
Oh, we're on then.
Let's take a look.
All right.
We go down the suspicious
Who's in the
long
lead?
corridor.
And never mind that suspicious-looking gray rectangle that's in the
Yeah.
middle of the corridor. Means nothing.
Yeah. That means nothing.
Whoever's
I
in
believe-
lead, go ahead and roll me d6.
Scribbleshank sounded like he was the most interested in going down there, so.
I'll roll it if you want. I got no problems.
Yep.
That's just a thing. Look at this thing over here. It's a thing. 3.
Yeah. It's actually not bad. You can tell that the stone's discolored. It doesn't match the rest of the stone around it. It is obviously either patchwork, something that was fixed because of an issue, or it's obviously a trap of some sort. Could be either one, though.
Could activate a door rather than
It
being
could
a trap.
activate a door.
I could stand on it.
Which is it?
I mean, there's only one way to find out. I'm going to tell everybody, I'm going to stand on this thing. I'm going to stand on this thing unless, so you might want to back up. I don't know. And then I stand on it.
You stand on it. Sure enough, the wall just kind of slides up here, leading into a very colorful-looking corridor.
No!
Oh,
I don't
It's a
trust
trap of colours. Run!
it. Yeah.
How much weight needs to be on there, I wonder? Because if I stand off of it, it immediately starts sliding
Nope.
the door shut.
It actually just starts. It just slowly comes up, and as it comes up, the door starts to come down. But it's fairly slow. Feels like there's some kind of counterweight in there that allows enough time for someone to step on it and then to quickly walk over.
No, do you want me to still stand on this thing, and then the rest of you can go in there and see if there's like another way to open that door from the other side?
okay.
That's cool with me.
All right. We fall into his trap, and he traps us inside the corridor.
Ah, it was my pyramid all along.
So Scrimble Shakes stands on the square. Galen, you go forward. It's a long, narrow room with a red and white checkerboard pattern and 2 foot by 2 foot squares. There are court scenes painted on the north and south walls. In the east wall, there's a 2 foot high opening at the floor level near the southeast corner. And roll me a d6.
Yeah, 3.
Okay. This wall on the opposite side looks fishy to you.
There's a fish on that wall.
Is it a red herring?
Sturgeon, more hit points.
Well, is there like a button in there that you can push to open this door from this side, from your side, or?
I wouldn't think so because it's on the other side, but I can have a look. Okay,
No,
look.
I mean, if I step off of this, are you trapped in there forever, or, you know, is there some way of you opening the door out that you came in with? If you see.
Well, the hallway continues on. I'll move it here a little bit for you guys. It continues on. It looks like. Do you want to? So it's kind of. There's a couple of turns in here, Galen. Do you want to walk down the whole corridor to see what's at the end? Because you can't really see all the way to the end.
I'll ask Rednor to have a look around. He's a smart one. He can see if he can find a button to open the door from inside.
And
I'll
let me
go
get
wander
this
down
right
the
in my
corridor.
head. Scrimble Shanks, you're still standing on the square as they're doing this? Okay. All right, Radnar, are you going to do the reconnaissance?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you get through the rubble pile here, where the ceiling is just kind of fallen in again, and kind of go over this twisty, turny thing here, there is a door at the end of this corridor leading into this room here.
Oh, there's another door here.
Looks like the door is meant to be opened from this side.
Cool. I'm going to open it.
Okay.
Yes, I will get off of the thing and join everybody.
Okay. There's enough time for you to get in there before it closes. But then, as you get in there and the door seals behind you, and you don't get the sense of being trapped as Galen is in the middle of pushing this door open. Something does seem to be triggered, though. Okay. As blades descend from the ceiling. And they're just like they just drop from ceiling to floor. Let's just do it this way because we're not playing on a gridded paper or anything. Constantine, high or low? Say high or low, and roll me a d100.
Low, and then let me roll you a d100.
Low. Okay, you're fine. You don't happen to be right beneath where one of the blades fall. Scrimbleshanks, do the same. High or low? d100, please.
I also go low. Why not? How low can you go?
Take the low path.
Nope.
You seem to be
Precious,
right
precious
beneath
organs.
one of the blades, and I'll get back to you in a minute. Ragnar, high or low?
You did.
Mute.
You did.
Well, hopefully he picked high because that's what he rolled.
You're still muted.
Bill, you're still muted.
I did say hi.
Okay. Bringing us to Galen.
Hi. Barely, but yes.
Okay, so Scrimbleshanks is the only one that is right near a blade that falls. Yeah. All right, make a dex check for me.
I am so never
Like you see it falling. You see it falling, and you realize that you're right beneath it.
Meh. I look up and I go, meh. No, again.
You're fine.
Success. High
You
success.
just take a quick step to forward or back, and it just slams down behind you. After all the 3 blades drop from the ceiling, they start to retract. Just as Galen is pushing open the doors at the end of the corridor here.
Phew. No, I wouldn't have liked to have been turned into, halfling on a skewer.
So the room you expose, Galen, has 2 large sarcophagi. Both gleam with golden highlights. One sarcophagus has, they both have script on them. Let's see. Bill, were you able to read the script, or was that only Dion's character?
I think that was only Dion. No, I was able to read it.
Okay. So it's decipherable to you in the language that you picked up through the drug-induced trance. One says Alexander, one says Zenobia. There are also a number of wooden chests that just kind of surround both of these sarcophagi. There's also, the room has seen better days, as a lot of the objects that were here are all broken and discarded, smashed. There's a smashed throne or a pair of thrones, a broken chariot that's been smashed to bits, pottery shards everywhere, broken weapons, torn clothing, piles of bone cover the corners of the floor. There is a mosaic in the corner wall showing famous events from the reign of King Alexander and Queen Zenobia, you are guessing.
I don't know these people. Do you know these people?
Do I know these people?
Your drug-induced trance, while giving you the ability to read the tongue, doesn't give you the history of the people. At least it doesn't anymore, as it's starting to fade. A king and a queen of an ancient time, you're thinking. The other interesting thing about this room is there does not appear to be any doors out. So what you doing?
Well, this is the way we came, but have a bit of a poke around. Yeah, I'm not disturbing things, unless they attack me. I'm not disturbing things in particular. I'm just having a look around.
Okay. The sarcophaguses, they're made of wood. Now that you're getting a better look at them, they've been painted to look like gold. All the small containers and chests are like little paraphernalia that a king and a queen might need in the afterlife.
Just feels like a big meh.
Anyone else digging around?
I am looking for other blades hidden in the ceiling and stuff, primarily.
Roll me a
They
d6.
almost got skewered. D6. I have found 6 blades in the ceiling.
No, you don't see anything else in the ceiling. Everything looks tight there. What you do, though, is you pass by 3 large like clay vessels. It's almost as tall as you are. And you notice that one of them is starting to split in the sides and coins are starting to pour out. And there's a little pile of gold coins, some piles of platinum coins. Yeah, they look like just 3 very large vessels filled to bursting with very precious coins.
Hey guys, I found the wealth of the ages over here.
Do you... So describe to me what Scramble Shanks is doing.
Yeah, I'll pick up one and take a look at it, just to see, when it was minted, etc., if there's any interesting stuff on there.
You got an intelligence bonus?
Nope.
Okay. Make me an intelligence check.
Curiosity. Intelligence check. I am that wise. No, that intelligent, sorry. Failure! Miserable failure.
Yep. You certainly don't recognize the stamps on the coins. Like they're certainly old. They're very old. Nothing depicting anything that you're used to. The coins are oddly light.
Do you want to wrap it and take a bite of the chocolate?
Well, I can't read any of the... No, I don't know. I'll go and show it to Radnor, who can read it. Does any of this say anything about Zenobia, or whatever the names of those people were?
Does it say anything?
Yeah, you can read the coins. Do you take one in your hand?
Yes.
You definitely haven't. That is way too light to be a gold coin, even though it looks like a gold coin. Yeah, it's on the one face, it's got King Alexander. The rear face is Queen Zenobia. Their names are emblazoned on the coins. They still don't mean anything to you, but the coin is not gold. It's an obvious fake.
Oh.
Hey, this sarcophagus is just wood painted gold.
Well, I mean, I'll tell everyone else what's up with us. So.
Hey, this coin is just wood painted gold.
I mean, maybe. But I mean, look, if we open this place as a tourist attraction, we've got things to instantly sell in the gift shop.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to spend any time producing them. It's great.
Don't know if there's much merch to be made with a king and queen no one's ever heard of before.
You'd be surprised. I have been to many different lands where there are kings and queens I have never heard of, and they have had, things that have that were interesting. That I can definitely go into great detail about if you want me to.
Have they heard of you?
I mean, they certainly had heard of me by the time they asked me to leave.
Anyone else looking around the room?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Radnar, seeing as you figured out that the coins are simply painted over, much cheaper metals. I mean, they have some worth. They're probably copper or bronze, but they're certainly not the gold, silver, and platinum that they're painted to look like.
Right.
And as you're looking around, you're seeing some of the other finery. You pick up one of the gems off the floor, and you realize even though that the gem is cut very precisely to look very impressive, it's just a very cheap stone. So everything in here is made to look very impressive, but really is not. And everyone else that's looking around as well, roll me some d6s, please.
I look around at the rest of the party and come to the same conclusion as well.
We're rolling. I'm sorry. We're rolling what?
D6 if you're looking around the room, trying to see for anything hidden, anything dangerous, anything otherwise. Radnar, okay. As I'd said, one of the things you notice in this room is that there's no other entrance or exit except Radnar. You find that the wall here and the wall here, they're either not made of the same stone, they're hollow, or they're secret passages. Just as you are walking by, you happen to lean against one or tap against one and notice that they're much thinner than the rest of the walls in here.
I'll point this out to the rest of the group.
I hereby give you my door finder ability. Go the poking and prod it.
Okay. You're pretty convinced that there's no door here, but the wall is false. If you push on it hard enough, you actually notice it's not made of. Well, it has a very fine, thin layer of stone, but behind it is just wood and poking around at it a little bit and hair. So it's basically just a false wall. But there's no door there though.
Jenkins, you've got a key, don't you? By which I mean an axe.
Well, if it's wooden, then you could say it's a very big axe. I mean, a very big key. That.
Unlock that wall, please.
Yes, sir.
Up or down, north or south?
South.
Okay. So you beat on the wall over here. It doesn't take much to break through. It was never intended to be load-bearing. It was just meant to disguise a passageway. And so you've got a corridor here that L bends, and then you've got a door. The door is sealed. The door looks like it's made of stone. When I say sealed, it looks like something was poured into the crevice of the door so that it would not open naturally. Could be lead. Could be another metal, but the door is sealed.
Tap on the door to activate any traps and have a listen to see if I hear anything.
Okay. Roll me a d6.
Nope.
Don't hear a thing.
No. Oh, seems to be all quiet here on the Western Front. Well, shall we?
I guess so.
The door is definitely going to take some battering, as it was sealed to be a permanent lock of sorts. But you take your time, you burst through it, and there is an oblong box made of stone slabs in the middle of the room that is exposed. But rising out of the stone slab, there's a translucent ghost-like figure waiting for you, obviously waiting for you to break through the door. As you finally do, it kind of pulls itself out of this stone sarcophagus.
Is this the king or the queen?
It has definitely male continents to it.
Alex, how you doing?
Okay, roll me a d6, guys. You rolled last. Let's have Constantine roll it. Roll a d6 for your side, Constantine.
Okay.
What, are you going to attack us after all that?
Well, it's simultaneous again. So just let me know what your side's doing. You've just broken down the door. No one stepped into the room yet. You could see this figure, ghostly figure, rising out of the tomb. What do you guys do?
Let me ask you a question here. Radnor might know. Do undead count as creatures for the purpose of the polymorph other spell?
They do not. No, they are not physical. Well, undead. Okay, you could physical undead like skeleton, zombies, stuff like that. Sure, but this is more ephemeral. This is a ghost or a spirit of some sort.
I wanted to turn it into a bunny.
Don't worry, there's another. You can try it on the lady later. See if you might have better luck with you. Anyway, what are you doing?
Magic missile, probably.
Okay. You cast magic missile. Go ahead and roll your damage for it. Constantine, what are you doing?
Well, it's an undead creature. Is it a physical undead creature, if I may ask?
No, it is quite transparent.
I'm going to take a wild guess and say that my normal axe can't damage it.
Nice.
Oh, do you not even have a +1x?
No.
Huh. Okay.
I just have an axe. I've had one axe this entire time.
Okay, so you run into the room, doing battle with it.
Is that what you're doing, Jenkins?
I'm going to try and hit it with my axe.
Okay.
But it's
because I don't think you would know otherwise, really.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I don't really. So I'll just roll.
You can go ahead and make your attack roll. What's our halfling doing?
Well, I was going to try and confuse it.
Okay.
And drop to the floor and worship it. I don't know. But then everybody started to attack it. But, I'm still doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're assuming it's attacking us, but Phil doesn't see it, so.
Okay. And Jameis, what are you doing?
Turn undead.
Turn undead. All right, let's have the damage first from the magic missile. How much did you do?
16 points.
16 points. Okay. Not enough to finish it off, but it does encounter the ghost and does damage as Jenkins runs into the room, slams his axe down. It passes through the creature, chipping and splintering the stone top of the sarcophagi. I'm going to say, how much damage did you do?
Did it do the damage? 3 damage.
Okay, you don't quite split the stone top completely through, but your axe does shatter it a bit. Scrimbleshanks goes down and starts giving obeyances to the possible king, who lets out a wail. Everybody make me a save versus magic or spell.
Everybody.
Good chance.
Yes. Spell.
It's a banshee now.
Oh, we don't have any rerolls, do we?
No. It could just be, your natural inclination to bend down before a king. We're rolling against here.
All right. Those of you who saved, it's an ear-piercing wail, but you're able to kind of grit down, and it doesn't do you any harm. Those of you that failed, roll your own D4, and that's how much damage you take as your ears just seem to explode as blood dribbles out of them.
Just one D4?
Just a D4. But the wail continues. So those of you that fail are going to continue to take damage while it's still wailing. Those of you that passed, you're not comfortable, but it's not doing you damage. Oh, wow. Jenkins is bleeding out of all orifices.
You're trying to kill your
Is Jenkins bleeding out of all orifices?
Yeah, but it's not blood. It's kind of like a mucusy green.
So
actually, what I would say, what it resembles actually is that he's losing cohesion. Like his face is starting to run a little bit. Like he's not able to keep the Jenkins look.
Wow.
So that was a simultaneous round. So let's have Richard roll.
Was my turn
Oh.
did.
How much
ineffectual?
can you turn? How much are you able to turn?
On this turn, I can turn anything. I've got a 7, so I can turn any monster hit dice. So I turn the amount.
How many hit dice is what it comes down
2
to.
hit dice.
You do not turn it. All right. So next round, as it continues to scream.
All right, so we need a d6.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah, we can go 1.
Richard
goes first. Those of you that failed last round, take another D4 of damage. Those of you that saved are having to kind of hold your ears. You're going to be at some minuses to anything you want to do, but you're not taking damage yet. It's just incredibly uncomfortable. So your turn. Magic? Anyone doing some magic?
Yep.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'm gonna shoot another magic missile at him.
Okay, and just let me know what the damage is.
All right. Uh, 14.
Okay, it disperses. The magic missiles just tear through its form, and the whale subsides and is gone. So Jenkins, you're right above it. Your flesh starts to go back to normal. You still have the damage, but you're looking normal again. Your axe has cracked the lid of the tomb somewhat so that you can see inside of it, and there's a shortish kind of humanoid, at least what you can see of it. It's just a skeleton now, but it's wearing plate armor, and it's got a very huge sword that it's grasping, pommel like this. The sword goes down towards its feet, and it's almost as long as the body is, but it is short. So it's like it's about a 6-foot long sword from tip to pommel. And there is a jeweled crown upon the skeletal head.
I get up off the floor and dust off my legs.
So I presume the other way will have the queen. I'm saying this out loud. I assume the other way will have the queen, not it, possibly of the same affliction.
Sounds about right.
Otherwise, there's nothing else in this room, just a sarcophagus.
Yeah, just a simple sarcophagus. It's not even ornate, but the body inside sure is dressed up in some marvelous bling. That plate armor is very well.
Others want to take it. I'm not touching it.
Yeah. Yep.
And there doesn't appear to be another exit from this room if we lean on the wall on the other side.
Yeah, if you guys want to give me a D6 roll, you can take a look around. Jenkins, that sword, after you notice that your axe doesn't seem to affect certain creatures, that sword looks really nice, though. It's hefty, it's big.
Ooh.
Nice roll, Scrambleshanks. You are convinced that there are no other ways in or out of this room.
Well, failures, can any of you check for cursed stuff? I would love to touch this sword, but I don't know if it's magical bad or magical good or just magical neutral. If you get my feeling.
Give us 10 minutes and we can find out.
Okay.
You got to take the 10 minutes and focus?
Yeah.
Who's doing it?
I'll do it because I'm the one that deals more. I can deal with cursed items if it's cursed. So if it's cursed, I can learn the nature of it and then deal with it.
Both the sword and the armor are magical.
Mm-hmm.
What's your intelligence?
Average, no bonus.
Make me an intelligence check.
Success. Not a medium success.
You don't believe they are cursed, but they are definitely magical.
Yeah, they're magical. They don't curse though, so you're good. I
Right.
don't detect any traps.
All right. Well, I'm gonna poke it with my axe first, and then I'll grab it.
Okay, you pick up the sword. It's heavy. It seems to be very well made. The iron that is made with is much older kind of iron, much heavier than the current weapons. But it feels good in your hand.
This will do nicely.
Just for bookkeeping purposes, write down a great sword +2.
Okay.
That is a great sword.
Great. It means it can be used either one or two-handed, kind of like a bastard sword. So it does normal sword damage if you use one hand. If you use two, it'll do a D10.
And so that's a +2 to hit and a +2 to damage.
Yep.
It's a +2. Yeah.
So just for bookkeeping, write that down.
But
But yes, Scribble Stinks.
That in his face.
You are satisfied there's nothing else hidden in this room, no other grave goods, no other exit.
No.
Let us go lay the spirit of Queen, what's her name? We never remember the name of, to rest.
You want to bash down the wall with your new sword?
Wait, is there not a door to the north now that I'm
No.
looking?
Nope,
No,
not a door.
That bit there that I am pinging now, that's not a door.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the door. That's the door.
Yeah,
we
that's
went
the
through.
door, and this is the wall that you broke through right here.
I was going to say, that's
We're
the
in
wall.
this room.
Oh, right,
We're
I
in the-
see. Yeah, okay, that's the
We
second.
just didn't move
Sorry,
the
I
icon
thought it
of
was
the room.
in the corridory bit. I wasn't.
No.
Yeah, I did not. Right. Yep.
Yep.
I suppose, yeah.
Okay, we go through the north door and repeat the unlocking of the door. Unlocking of the door. I repair my ineffectual turn undead.
Okay. Well, you burst through the wall again, and it's very similar. There is a room with a very simple stone box. This one has a lot of writing carved into it, though, which one of you can read.
We
Radnar.
push Radnar forward.
What does it say?
May the curse of darkness destroy all who dare desecrate my resting place.
Yeah, they don't want us touching anything.
That sounds fair. Yeah,
No
unless
ghost
she's-
in this
unless-
one, and the
Yeah.
coffin is still sealed.
Yeah, I
There
think
was no
unless she
writing on
attacks
the other
us.
one, though, was there?
There was not. No, nothing on the other one.
Interesting.
I think unless she attacks us, I'm willing to let her go. You guys, if you guys want to attack, we can break this code. There might be something interesting in there. We've got a sword from the other one. Who knows what's on this one?
Nobody took the plate mail from the last place, did they?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
that's fine.
I didn't know I could take plate mail, but it's fine.
If you
Okay,
want the plate mail, you can have the plate mail.
You can go back for it if anybody wants it.
I'll take the plate mail. That sounds
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to have.
Yes. I would
So
agree.
it is plate mail plus. Give me a second. Where is it? It is plate mail +1,
All right.
Still decent.
but it's lighter than normal plate, so it doesn't cause problems with moving around as much. And it does size itself to fit you.
Well, does Jenkins size himself to fit it?
Yeah, you can do that too.
Um,
You just rattled out the bones that were in it, never, old king, yeah, I'm sure you were something in your day. Just bones now.
if he didn't want us to take his armor, he shouldn't have become a ghost and attacked us.
Should have just written something on the outside. Please do not steal, like the
Yeah,
Queen has done.
yeah, exactly.
All right. So the
do you
Queen's
wanna
chamber.
check out?
If you don't want to do anything with the box, nothing happens.
I'm willing to
You know
let
what, I'm going to
Stephen
go
King's
over
lie.
to her sarcophagus and I'm going to rap on the lid and I'm just going to talk at the lid. Hello, Queen, we're here. We're not touching your stuff. Sorry. I think we killed your king. But,
So
I hope you didn't like him. It was only until death do you part, etc.
you rapped on the lid first, you said, right?
Yeah.
So there's a responding rap back. It's like if you did like a smack smack, there's a smack smack back. It just kind of gives it back to you from the inside.
Huh.
Oh.
Do shaving a haircut.
I was gonna say, I'd trap out a rhythm and see. how it responds.
It's slower, but it follows your rhythm.
Okay. Well, okay. Physical undead in here.
Huh.
There we go. I mean, I still don't see why we need to disturb her, but that's great.
I'm not happy with undead being around. Alright.
So what happens if you turn
Let's break
undead when
open
they've
the
got nowhere to
coffin.
go inside the coffin?
They have to be able to both see and hear him to be affected.
Okay, so what
Looks
we
like
do?
the spirit needs to be put to rest. Let's
You're
do
gonna
the
just
ladies'
carve eye holes in the lid so that you can see.
I mean, you only have to move it a tiny bit. If they can't push it off themselves, presumably they can't.
So yeah, we're going to open the lid first of all, enough that we can, if she wants to say, no, please, don't kill me, she can beg for her life.
Okay, so you remove the stone lid.
Well, I think we push the stone lid a little bit so that we can see in.
So there is a wooden coffin within the stone.
Ah.
What the hell was knocking on the...
No, you can hear and see it now. Like the knocking continues on the wood, and it's you can see some of the wood splintering as it's quite forcefully trying to drive itself out. The stone lid, when it was covering this, was right up against the wood of the wooden box, so that it didn't give it enough room to push through. But now, with the lid slid to the side, it's breaking its way out.
Oh, am I ready to turn this undead thing when it breaks through the crate?
So you want to wait till it breaks through and then try and turn it?
Apparently I need line of sight, so...
Well, it has to see you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then this is just a matter of who gets initiative first. So why don't you roll the d6 there, Jameis?
Come on. Fail. 3. Do 6. Attack me. Yes.
It got the 6. Okay. Yes, it erupts out of the wooden coffin. This is a fleshy undead, sort of. I mean, it's dry and desiccated, but still fleshed. Okay, yeah, it tries to grit a hold of your throat and tear it out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
That's the way these things go. Come on, roll a 20.
One attack. Ooh, okay. 11. That's going to hit AC 1.
How cute.
Yep. Yeah. Its talons tried to rip at you. You see that the creature's hands start to glow, but doesn't put hand upon you. It's still restrained a bit by the wooden casket beneath it. So go ahead and try and turn, and then we'll let everyone else have their actions after.
Spirit to rest. Yes, that's no problem. I can attack every level, and I put down AC 4.
Okay. You put her down. Yes.
She
was 3 hit dice. Yeah, she was 3 hit dice, so down. Yeah, it's powdered white bone.
Oh, we can make that mummy brown that the artists love.
So the only thing left inside now that the corpse is disintegrated is a jeweled crown and a wand.
Ooh.
I like a magic user.
Yeah, do we get a chance to do anything before Randall grabs it?
Is somebody going to see if it's magical? Going to take the 10 minutes again?
I'll pass
Sure,
it to Randall.
Okay, Radnar. So rolled for random encounters. Nothing random coming out. So yes, the scepter or the wand is magical. The crown is not, although it is a significant bit of bling to the tune of 5,000 gold pieces worth of jeweled crown bling.
Did we forget to pick up the crown in the... King's place. As well.
Nobody took the crown. You can go back for it. You can go back and get it.
Do I have any idea what the wand or scepter does?
Just to make it easy and you're intelligent enough, it's a wand of paralyzation. You have no idea how many charges, but write down 8. Your character doesn't know, but there are 8 charges.
Does somebody else want it? Because I already have one.
These are so common. I found this one on the street. Some beggar.
Can non-magic users use it?
Yes.
Yeah. Scrimble Shanks, you want it?
I mean, I have no way of affecting anything that is not magical right now. Or any.
You can take it then.
Yeah, I'll have it. Sure.
Yeah, cool.
Go for it.
Hey!
Alexander's crown is also worth about 5,000 gold if you go back for it.
If we ever get back to somewhere we can actually do something with this money, we're going to be blinged out.
Yep.
And we want to get some XP out of it too, and maybe even a level.
So while you have not explored everything, you are now convinced that this level is a necropolis. It is burial chambers after burial chambers.
To cut to the quick, I suggest we just say sod the rest of this level. It's not interesting, and then that's it for today. And then when we come back next time, we move to the next level. Because this level is not.
You're not really seeing any indication that the creatures that you're following came through here.
Yeah, and we already found the interesting thing. So I just think we end today. We rest up as such, and then we just hit level 5 next time.
Undead. There might be more undead. Don't you want to?
The undead will stay undead.
Yep.
We can kill more undead later.
They're going to clock out at some time. That's undead union rules and all.
Look, if you don't go to the room after a while, just despawn and it's not a problem.
All right, so yeah, you guys popped into level 4. Again, it seems to be some kind of necropoli, very old, bunch of rats or rat-like creatures moving around, but no indication that your quarry has come through here at all. So we'll wrap it up there for the night.
Right.
And again, you guys can go level by level. So there are 10 levels. You're on level 4, or you can go straight down to the Lost City if you don't want to go level by level. Up to you entirely. I'm game for either one. And so we'll leave it there. And let's see, Richard, you've been doing some streaming here lately. I've gotten to catch some of your streams because I've been awake way too late. So why don't you tell us about it?
Hello there. If you don't know me, I am Richard, and I stream here on Twitch. You can find me at LMTDTMFFR, or say it with me now. Limited time
of
no vowels.
No vowels.
No, nobody.
That's the best you get. Jameis, tell us about that log thing you got. Blog thing. Yeah, that.
Yep. Mainly it's just now me putting up occasional movies that I see and talk about. There may be something else on there at some point, but at the moment it's just movies because that's what my life is.
Cool. Bill, what do you got going on? Anything with the frogs these days?
I'm sure
You're
that
muted.
Muted.
Just waiting to see if you guys were paying attention, that's all. No, I should be starting Cults of the Sundered Kingdom soon. It's a sort of loosely connected series of adventures. It'll be Swords and Wizardry on every other Wednesday. And, I might even be doing some 5th edition for them soon. I'm not sure.
Boo. That's all right. It's all good. All right. So all our social links are on the screen there. Just go to BlueMagic, BLUMAGIK.com, and you can find all the links to all of our stuff, including about 15 years worth of podcasting goodness. But again, I'm going to throw this banner in the bottom of the screen. There's a GoFundMe going for a friend of mine, Reed, who is the creator of the Umerica universe for the Dungeon Crawl Classics. A good friend of mine going through some health problems. He's needing to move soon. If you're able to pitch in to help, please do. If not, share that. Just pause the screen, get it right off of there, because for some reason I can't make hyperlinks on the actual stream. But you know what I can do? I can probably throw a comment in. Can I do that? Can I? Yeah, there we go. Right in the stream. Right there. You can just copy paste. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Bert left.
Peaced out, apparently.
I got to say.